Hilfiger. This is the Star Report, early Sunday edition. We have to talk about it. The tragic horror that happened in Buffalo, New York. And I want to lay some things out. I'm sifting through a lot of notes, as I'm sure you are as well. Many of us the weekend still here, pardon me. Yesterday, I was trying to relax and just decompress from social media, but a good number of people sent me emails and links, and thank you to the at least 10 people who sent me a link that I'm going to talk about this morning. Channel 4, I guess this is up in Buffalo, New York, WIVB-TV. A news correspondent by the name of Tara Lynch interviewed Grady Lewis, and I just put that video in my community section. Grady Lewis. Looks like he's about 6'5", black man, slightly gray beard. He says in an interview that has now gotten close to 400,000 views that he sat and spoke with the alleged shooter a day prior to his dirty work. He sat with him for an hour and 45 minutes. Mind you, this is a black neighborhood in Buffalo, New York. An 18-year-old white boy, again, alleged shooter, Peyton, gunned down 10 people, shot about 12 or 13. I'm still getting the notes together. Just bear with me. But 10 people confirmed dead. Why did Grady Lewis sit with a Caucasian who's not from that community for over an hour and a half, and then when he did his interview, called him a genius? We're going to have to talk race this morning. It's early. Where I'm at now, it's 11:06 Eastern Standard Time, a.m. We're going to have to talk race. And let me just throw this at you right now. If you, and for those of you who are black or Hispanic, if you went to a white neighborhood and you sat on a bench, which is where Grady said that's his office, and he brought this guy, Peyton, a goddamn juice. If you went to a white neighborhood and sat on a bench, you're not from the community, how long do you think you would be there before someone called the police? So I can't give Grady Lewis a pat on the back just because he's speaking with a very calm, mild demeanor. I mean, there's so many comments, close to 4,000 comments right now, and they're all praising him. Oh, he's such a nice guy. Not in my book. I'm not going to dump on the guy, but why didn't he call the goddamn police? We'll get to the showrunner shortly because we were going to address that Friday, but I had to do me Friday. I just had to get away from the show. Give me some time. Elvis the Chef Rosenberg, I see you, sir. Might you want to call in and address either the topic, the main topic, Buffalo supermarket tragedy, which mimics and resembles to me the AME shooting with Dylan Roof? Or do you want to address the did homosexuality start in Africa showrunner? Give me some time on that one, all right? Troll babies, good morning. How you guys doing? Okay. I see a couple of yous in there, all right? And I want to put one more topic on the table a little bit later. Dana with the data, may be tapping in with regards to the showrunner or maybe the main topic, all right? Takeem got your donation. Let me read that now before I get too far into the show and I forget. Takeem, thank you for tapping in. He says, did Buffalo PD take him to Burger King drive-thru or did they have the Burger King door dashed to the police department? Anybody ever been to Buffalo, New York? That's a shithole. It's nothing special. Salute to the mayor and the police commissioner and other folks. They did a press conference. I thought they did very well. I watched parts of that yesterday, but again, I wanted to decompress. Sometimes the tragic news I have to step away from, but this one reminded me so much of the AME shooting from 2015. Hold on a second in case you guys are not up to speed. Dylan Roof, who was born in 1994, on June the 17th, 2015, he went into the AME church in South Carolina, Charleston to be precise, and he was sitting there, and the black folk were comforting him. He's talking about Bible studies and some other nonsense, and then pulled out the gun, bang, 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 got busy. Now, I don't want to say respect this shooter. We'll do that later on in the week when I'm sipping. Right now, I just got myself some coffee, a protein shake, and I'm on the juice. Hate if you must. But this guy, Payton, according to Grady Lewis, again, the video's in my communities section. Why did Grady talk with this alleged shooter, who he called a genius, for an hour and 45 minutes? 18-year-old Caucasian. Oh, yeah, we were talking about critical race theory, yada, yada, yada. Was Grady a slave? The word coon doesn't necessarily apply to Grady. We need coons. I got no problem with coons, you know. But is Grady some type of slave, still programmed by what he perceives to be godlike creatures, Caucasians? Okay, now, as far as the showrunner is concerned, did homosexuality start in Africa? I say yes. Let me give you my source right now. And Dana may have to call me because I spoke to Dana this morning. Dana tried to say to me, oh, I know your source. And I said, who, what, where? And she told me about some Caucasians. No, no. My source is the undeniable fact that life started in Africa. We may even get a little deeper today and start talking about something that I've spoken about before, bacteria colonies and the formation of life and other things. Whether you subscribe to mysticism and or evolution, life started in Africa. So my source is science. You can do any type of Googling you want with regards to life as we know it started in Africa. I've even gone as far as to say, I think, Africans could be some type of alien creatures. What could survive on the Serengeti and other plains with very little water? The heat bearing down at a different temperature than what it is now. What we get now as far as heat is light compared to what the original man and the original woman, mother of creation, what they endured. Vegetarians for the most part, so they weren't necessarily killing, mammals and creatures to survive. So in my, just my high school dropout opinion, those could be aliens. But anyway, that's my source. All things started in Africa. If you have an understanding of history and the kingdom of Kush, if you want to look to the Moors who taught other civilizations and societies how to wash mathematics, philosophy, science, religion, the system of trading, slavery started in Africa, everything started in Africa. So how can you denounce homosexuality? Now, I'm just going to say it one time. I'm a heterosexual man. I don't have to keep saying that to try and prove something. Because when you keep saying that, some people are trying to hide something. But let's have a rational discussion with regards to that showrunner. And let me just say right now, if you cannot have discussion without being hateful and using profanity, I'm just going to get you off the line fast. Fast. I also have still a lot of love for the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I understand what he was putting forth once upon a time when he spoke about bestiality and other things. And he pointed to Caucasians. I understand, but now's a different time. It's a different time. And everything has to be updated and revisited, yes? If you say different, what is your source to say no, homosexuality did not start in Africa? And don't just, go to Wikipedia. Hold on a second. Don't just go to Wikipedia. What is your source to say otherwise? Okay? Dana, sit tight, Dana. I got you. I want to make sure everything is set up here. Again, good morning, troll babies. How you guys doing? Who said, feed me, Star? I'm so glad you said that. And I know that I have a bunch of new listeners, viewers, supporters, haters. I don't need any new friends, and I certainly don't want to deal with bums from the past or people who have never reached out to me within my lifetime to either congratulate me or support this goddamn machine, but you're reaching out to me now for some strange reason. Kill yourself. Kill yourself. Get the fuck from around me. If you've never reached out to either congratulate me or to buy me a sandwich or a cup of coffee, do not reach out to me now. I don't do Instagram DMs. I don't do Facebook messages. I don't do Twitter DMs. I got an email address for business. But thank you for reminding me, okay? All right, Dana, sit tight. Let me just make sure everything is set up here. I want to have a healthy morning discussion. And again, if you have not seen the video, please go to my community section. You can see Grady Lewis talking to Tara Lynch. It says he was sitting there with Peyton for an hour and 45 minutes. Bought him something to drink. And please understand that, just because people can be clever, do not give them the title of being highly intelligent. We have a problem here in America. We have a problem where we're always giving Caucasian killers and shooters the label of being highly intelligent, withdrawn, having some type of, disorder where they just don't fit into society. No, they're just pieces of shit, prejudiced, and hateful. I mean, we're all hateful. Everybody's not prejudiced, but we're all hateful. We are the most hateful species, if you ask me. We have the ability to conceptualize. That's what makes us different from animals. I've said this to you before. Animals are instinctive. We conceptualize. We are hateful with respect to religion, and I have not even looked at this guy Peyton's manifesto. I don't give a shit. I'm 58 years of age. He ain't saying nothing I haven't studied or researched. I know exactly where he originated from, his thinking. He's one of Timothy McVeigh's kids or grandkids. Dylan Roof, same type of piece of shit. The guy up in Connecticut who shut up the elementary school, piece of shit. Stop labeling these people as, he's very intelligent. No. And when you're very religious, that just means you're very closed-minded and very hateful. You have trust with no verification. I don't give a goddamn about your mysticism, how many times you fall down and sob to the unknown. I have caught people lacking throughout my goddamn journey when they come for interviews, so much to the point where I'm not even interested in interviewing people. If they say, yeah, I'm so religious, yeah, really? Are you Christian? Yeah, really? So you know the truth? I've caught some celebrities lacking to the point where I've asked them, well, why don't you tell the Jews that they're living with false hope if you've got the truth? If you know that Jesus is the Son of God, go ahead and say it, I dare you. Anybody remember that, who I caught lacking? That's when they get to stumbling and fumbling. I'm not going to say that. What do you mean you're not going to say that? You just said you have the truth. Hang on a second. Who's texting me? Wait a minute. So I would love for you to call in. If you can keep it light. It's Sunday. Let me get Dana with the data on here first. Ooh. Hang on. Dana, good morning. I'm tweaking and geeking off of the Pharmasust 300. Just let you know now. How are you?
I haven't had, good morning. I haven't had my coffee yet. I just woke up got out of bed not too long ago. So
I'm zooming off the roids. To hell with coffee. I'm on the roids. What's cracking? What's shaking?
Nothing. So yeah, it's Sunday. You know, I'm gonna keep it light, but I wanna address both of your topics.
Let's go. I got
We
time.
can get to the So, but the homosexuality in Africa, that's a quickie because you know you didn't cite any resources, you didn't give no citations, and you also saying that the ideology of everything started in Africa as far as human life, but homosexuality is not science. You're not born gay. So
I didn't say homosexuality was science. I said all things started in Africa. I'll pull up a source while you're talking if you really need a source. But, you know, you should already know, a woman of intelligence as yourself, that life started in Africa. Are you saying it didn't? I mean, I'll pull up a source, but are you saying it didn't?
no, yes, life started in Africa,
Okay,
yes.
there you go, yeah.
But when you talk about
Okay.
when you're talking about homosexuality, that is a lifestyle that started in Greek. That's a Greek thing in Greece. I'm sorry, in Greece. That was a part of Greek culture, not African culture. But life did start in Africa. So scientifically, yes, life started in Africa, but homosexuality has nothing to do with science, so it's not scientific.
Okay, so I just pulled up, I'm looking at 80 sources with regards to modern humans arose in Africa at least 250,000 to 300,000 years ago. Fossils and DNA revealed, but scientists, yada, 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 yada. Okay, so we agree on life started in Africa. So now, regardless of what you just said, culture, philosophy, ideology, you're saying everything didn't start in Africa? Everything didn't start there?
No, because of the fact that like you take Greece, for instance, they have a different culture. So the fact is that they started things as far as certain lifestyles they implemented into their culture. Homosexuality is one of them. When you talk about pedestry, boy love.
Pederasty.
Pederastry, sorry.
Pederasty.
That did not come out of Africa. That came out of Greece.
How do you know this?
Then we also have.
How do you know this? How do you know this? Give me your source.
How do I know what?
Give me your source that this did not
Well,
come
the
out of
only
Africa.
thing I had to do was Google it. So you could read books on it. You could go to Wikipedia. You could Google it, and
Hang
all
on.
types of resources
You just said
come up.
for me to give you a source. I gave you a source. Give me a source that says no. It
Okay,
did not come out of Africa.
The most form of same-sex relationship between males in Greece was pedestry, but I Google it and you could go. I just clicked on Wikipedia. You cannot Google
Dana?
homosexuality in Africa
Hold
and
on.
have a valid source.
Dana, you know better than anybody else. Wikipedia is digital Maoism. 300,000 people could say something is law when in reality it's not. Let's not do Wikipedia. I just pulled up sciencelife.com.
Okay, and anyone.
Hang on a second, because I want to make sure that we give people the time to call in as well. And I spoke to you about this earlier, so I expect you to have a source. So the Moors, you give them credit for teaching other cultures how to wash, mathematics, science, and other things. Why did they not also pass down homosexuality? The Moors.
Who?
The Moors.
The Moors. Yeah. How do you know they didn't? The Moors is not the first Africans. The Moors
I didn't say
are
they
not
were.
Full-blooded Africans.
I'm just using.
Let me finish. Let me finish. The Moors. That's Arabs who enslaved Africans, had babies with Africans. So they're mixed with African and Arab. And we all know, well, I know that homosexuality was practiced in Arab nations way back then. So to say that homosexuality came up out of Africa, no, because when life first existed in Africa, you have to understand those were nomads. So some people walked up out of Africa and went elsewhere and created civilizations and different cultures.
Is homosexuality wrong, Dana? Is it wrong?
It's not natural.
Okay, that's cute. Is it wrong?
And I have another source for you. Oxford.
Hang on. Is it wrong?
Okay.
Homosexuality wrong?
It's not for me to say right or wrong. It's just not natural.
Okay. Respectfully, you have admitted to watching gay black porn. Why do you watch it? If it's not natural and, why do you watch it?
Because I want to see how is it? I want to see the unnatural practice that people are doing so that I know what to look for out in society.
Have you partaken in?
I'm not watching it. No, I have not. Don't play with me. I have not. I don't watch it for pleasure. No.
Okay. All right. Hold on a second. Okay. Gene Richmond, sit tight. Number 9 wants to get on the conversation. Okay. Listen, if you say it didn't come out of Africa, okay. You still have not given me a source, but okay.
I have another source.
Come on. I'll entertain it real quick. Then we get to the Buffalo.
I have another source.
The Buffalo tragedy. Go ahead.
Okay. I do have another source, but we could go to the Buffalo tragedy. But the second source was from Oxford, Thomas K. Hubbard. Anyway, so yeah, that's the tragedy.
A Caucasian source. Tricknology, his story. But go ahead.
Listen, we're going to agree to disagree on that homosexuality coming out of Africa. Because Dr. Kaba Kameen said no. So that's another source. But anyway, the Buffalo Massacre, tragedy all the way around.
Yeah.
And I want to see not just state, but I want to see a federal hate crime specifically for African Americans. It should have happened after Dylann Roof. It did not, and everybody else got one except for us.
Right.
So that's top on my list. Federal hate crime specifically for African Americans.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
And when you mentioned the black man Grady, Mr. Grady, he should be investigated because you sat there for an hour and a half speaking to this white supremacist terrorist, domestic terrorist.
Yeah. He called him a genius.
The indication?
Did you catch that? He had on a T-shirt that said genius. And then Grady said, I wanted to see if he was a genius. And we're having a conversation about critical race theory. Yeah, he said, and he was a genius. Go ahead. I'll let you finish up.
Listen, a lot of black people suffer from cognitive dissonance. And, and clearly that man does. But he definitely needs to be investigated. They should sit him down at the precinct and start questioning him because he could have been involved in it. So that's all suspect.
I agree.
But, yeah. Okay. So, and honestly, right now, I just want to see a federal hate crime for African Americans. I don't want to see another bill for gun laws because this is not about gun control.
No. Okay. Dana, I have to take more calls. I thank you for calling in, and you keep us posted on gay black porn. All right?
Okay.
Thank you, Dana.
Bye. Have a good one.
Dana with the dad on now. I told her, give me a source early. You know where I'm going? Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Gene Richmond, a.k.a. number 9. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm glad we could talk about the pastorancy, pasteurization, pastorancy, many of them.
Right.
Boy, do I love the way. I love the way that woman pronunciates. Pasteurancy, pasteurization, pastry, pasteurancy.
Did you see or are you up to speed on the tragedy in Buffalo? Be very sensitive. You up to speed?
Yeah, it's been late breaking news for the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Again, this is what happens in America. But from what I was reading, that this young man has had issues in the past, psychological issues, emotional issues, according to the Washington Post. That this gentleman has been under the watchful eye of the state and other psychological and psychiatric institutions. So what it looks like is a guy who fell through the cracks. And he also, from what I read, allegedly, he had a copy of the Turner Diaries. And for those who don't know, you did mention Timothy McVeigh at the start of the program.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know what the Turner Diaries is, Timothy McVeigh, the man convicted of the Oklahoma City bombings in 1995, used that book as a reference, or his pretty much manifesto.
That's correct.
In a race war in the changing of the times. So that is going to be very unique in this case.
Mm-hmm. And I think this guy Peyton, 18-year-old, allegedly threatened to shoot up his school at some point. I'm sifting through a bunch of notes here. I mean, trash to me. Caucasian, trailer trash, wherever he's from. It really bothers me that this guy Grady called him a genius. Grady Lewis. Did you see that video by any chance, number 9?
Oh, I did. I thought it was interesting. But I believe that many law enforcement officials, many agents and statists want to come down to an understanding of what makes these people tick. And I believe that as an agent himself, he wanted to scope the mind, or maybe even profile the mind of this young man. Because here we have another mass shooter with a double-digit body count, and maybe in his research and maybe in his understanding as being in law enforcement, as working for a bureaucracy, he wanted to gather as much intel. I thought it was just intel gathering, that comment.
Hang on. You're saying Grady is former law enforcement? I didn't catch that. Is that what you said?
No. I'm saying people in and around that scope, because he is going to, as he already has, interact with people from the law enforcement community. He's going to be speaking to the press. And I think that just because of this, it's a form of gathering intel and gathering information to understand the level of where this individual was at, and what he was potentially thinking.
Would I be cruel to say Grady Lewis is a bum who hung out at the Tops supermarket, and he even said to Tara Lynch from News 4 that his office was the fucking bench where he was sitting and talking to this loser, Peyton? Would I be wrong to say Grady was a bum? Oh, pardon, no. Homeless. Let me take that bum back. Homeless.
I wouldn't be wrong at all.
Okay.
He wouldn't be wrong at all. He could be some sort of vagabond, some vagrant, and this could be his time that he has to shine. I mean, I don't know, but maybe
your phone's going in and out. Number 9. Can you make some adjustments? Because I also want to talk to you about the showrunner. Make some adjustments, please. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. You and I have had multiple conversations. You are a very intelligent guy. If we have, and we do, slave-minded people like Grady Lewis who will sit and be mesmerized by a Caucasian for an hour and a half, the same way they sat with Dylan Roof in Charleston, South Carolina at the goddamn A&E church before he did his dirty work, how should any type of black community on the rise be protected? That white boy drove hours to go to that black neighborhood and to rip those rounds and take people down. Is that crazy? If you're mesmerized by Caucasians and you'll give them that much goddamn time, how could you protect a thriving black community like a new Black Wall Street? Or am I just rambling?
Well, again, this is what I'm noticing is, and what we now know, that all black people do not subscribe to the same ideas, do not subscribe to the same lifestyle, or even the same theories. So to bunch to bunch everyone that's black under the title of being black, under this tribal ideology of way of thinking, I think that's what set us back. Black people, amongst every other cultural or racial group in this world, in this country, have their differences, have their views and ideas that separate themselves socially, economically, and politically from their counterparts. So I think we cannot bunch everybody in one group. And I think if black people are truly suffering in America, why aren't they all suffering the same? So these are things that I think people should be looked at as a case by case basis.
Good point.
And not all bundled in one group.
Good point. I need you on my showrunner topic. Did homosexuality start in Africa? I say yes. I say yes. What say you, sir?
I am heterosexual. Well, the reality is, from a lot of the information that Dana gave, there are sources that will say that the traces of homosexuality came from not only the Greek but the Roman empires. But you make a strong point that if the origins of life is traced back to Africa, then beings lived at that time. There could be evidence to show that homosexuality derived from their tribes and their groups and their cultural space at that time. I wouldn't cast it out, but I believe if you look at a lot of Sigmund Freud's writings, if you can check the source. Sigmund Freud went on to say,
I know that work very well, and I still say it started in Africa, but go ahead. I'll entertain that.
various levels of homosexuality as we understand it as a behavior would go back to the major empires, such as the Roman Empire, such as the Greek empires, almost as a lifestyle practice. Now, maybe in Africa, it was a thing to do, but as a lifestyle practice, they can trace origins back to these various empires.
Why not the kingdom of Kush? Why not the kingdom of Kush?
Well, you're right, absolutely. But the research, what the information is telling us, from people like Sigmund Freud, the Smithsonian, people like Walter Lloyd Cronin and theorists like that, they've talked about these empires that, from what they know, from what the research tells them, you can directly trace it back to Rome and ancient Greece, but not saying that it couldn't be in Africa or Kush, or they've even talked about ancient Mesopotamia. So there's various different elements to look at this from.
Respectfully, you have been quoted as saying you are sexually free. You've even said when the lights go out, a mouth is just a mouth. Are you saying that you learned that type of behavior from Caucasians, or is that what you truly feel? Is that who you are? I mean, where'd you get that stuff from?
Well, in the
sexually free
sexual nature, in the act of a sexual nature, I come under a trance. And if you know anything about trances, that separates the conscious mind.
Right.
That separates the conscious mind from the subconscious. I come under a trance, almost like demonic, almost like out of body experience. So I can't
evasive
necessarily it came from Caucasians. I can't say necessarily it came from Haitians or blacks. I can say that I have out of body. When I perform sexually, I have what they call an out of body experience. So that can be from birth. Right. That can be from birth. I don't know.
All right. Hold on. Stay with me, number 9. Stay with me. Okay, I want to make sure. Big Elvis, I see you, sir. Well, I saw you in a live chat. If you want to call in, text me, Big Elvis. All right, number 9. I'm gonna shift up gears. Anything else you want to finish up on? Either the showrunner or the Buffalo supermarket tragedy. It's sad, it's tragic. It's not going to stop that sort of behavior. But good. What do you want to say?
Well, what we're going to see from this shooting, we're going to see the political aspects as early as today and even Monday hit the press about reform, gun control, and so-called social and constructive change. Politicians feed on this stuff. We're going to be hearing from all your state representatives, your council members, and even the biggest players in D.C. Yeah. But like I've always said, this is not a gun control problem. I live in the state of Connecticut. We have one of the most staunchest and stringent gun control policies in America. So does New York City, and so does Chicago. That really doesn't change anything because licensed and certified gun owners are not the ones committing mass murder and crime. It's not a gun control problem. I believe it's a problem of mental health.
Okay.
And I believe sending billions of dollars to foreign nations like the Ukraine doesn't help our mental illness and homelessness problem that we have in this country.
That's correct.
And that's the problem.
Yeah. Hey, man, good to talk to you. And let's catch up later, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Gene Richmond's happening. Folks, good morning. Early Sunday, I'm sifting through these notes, as you may or may not know if you're just now joining the show here. This is a tragedy, make no mistake about it, that happened in Buffalo, New York. Reminds me, and I'm sure many of you as well, maybe it doesn't, of the Dylan Roof shooting in Charleston, South Carolina. And if you don't know, Dylan Roof, 6 weeks after he shot and killed 9 people at a Charleston church. Dylan Roof, jailhouse. Hold on a second. He still felt that the massacre was worth it. This is Dylan Roof's words, pardon me. I would like to make it crystal clear. I do not regret what I did. I am not sorry. I have not shed a tear for the innocent people I killed. Dylan Roof, like this piece of trash. Hold on a second. Peyton was a race soldier who will be looked upon as a race soldier. Was he doing the Lord's work? Chime in if you like. Please keep the language, decent here on a Sunday. I want to hear from you folks, but it is Sunday, okay? Psych L got your donation. F, okay, we're not doing all that, but thank you, sir. Thank you. Psych Ellen, how are you doing, man? Were you in a situation? I don't want to put your business out there. Oh, you're okay. I got a call from Maine the Milkman. I hope you're doing well, if you're that same Psych L, okay? Blade got your donation. Have they called it terrorism yet? I don't know, Blade. I'm going through the notes right now. When I saw this yesterday go through my timeline, I said, oh, man, I want to take a break, but, here I am. Judah, how are you? I heard Melly Mel is doing Kevin Samuel's eulogy. Stop it. Hey, Blue Label Multimedia, salute star. My city BFO is sick right now. Okay, are you from Buffalo? Yeah, man. DJ Gabby tapped in with me. Maybe I should see if he wants to get on the line. Hold on a second. Gabby's from Buffalo. You guys remember DJ Gabby, Troll Babies? That's my guy. We go back to, the Star and Buckwild Public Access Cable Show, 1998. A, B, C, D, F, G. I'm live. Hold on. Do you? Give me a second, guys. Gabby is back in Buffalo. Remember Troll Babies? He and his girlfriend, they were going through it. And the neighbor, or his girl, started allegedly hanging out with the neighbor, sitting in the car in the driveway for hours. Well, he got the fuck up out of Dodge. He moved back to Buffalo, and he sent me a video. Gabby, are you out there? Are you okay? Do you want to call in? No, thank you, Netflix, trying to get me to come back. I canceled my subscription. Midget Mike got your donation. Happy Sunday, big nigga. Salute. Pow, Hilfiger. Thank you. And thank you to you folks who sent in donations in the live chat, okay? I was talking, so I didn't get a chance to read those, but thank you. M. Jackson got your donation. Salute. Great show and content as always. Thank you, sir. Ray, I got your donation. OG, why don't you battle? Sir, I'm not battling anybody. I don't do that goofy stuff, man. I wish everybody the best, but thank you, sir. Thank you, okay? Okay, Blade says homosexuality started in Africa, but it was institutionalized in Greece and Rome. Aha! Okay, Blade. Okay. Blade always sends great emails, sources, links. Yeah, I'm saying it started in Africa. I've also been quoted as saying, well, you know what? I'm not going to put too much on the table right now because I want to stay on topic with regards to the Buffalo supermarket. But thank you, okay? I want to stay focused. Let's stay focused. Hemp Lord got your donation, Charleston, South Carolina, on the check-in salute. Yes, sir. Good to hear from you. Blade says they're going to say, what about Chicago on 9/11? Nobody said more Americans die at the hands of other Americans than by terrorism. So we should stop American on American violence before going after Al Qaeda. Good point. Good point. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'll come back to you in a second, whoever that is. I'm going to bring in some other calls here. Let's go to area code 972. Good morning, early afternoon. Are you there? 972, discussing the tragedy in Buffalo, New York. 972. Yes, no,
Okay,
mate?
so is that me?
That's you, sir. Yes, 972.
Hello?
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Pleasure to be on with you, Star, today.
Thank you.
Been a follower for years.
Thank you.
As far as the homosexuality thing is concerned, me being, in fact, a homosexual,
Okay.
I can say that I believe that homosexuality cannot be pinned down to a single geographic region.
Okay.
If that be the case, I say maybe we should say homosexuality started on the continent of Pangea. How about that?
Pangea? You mean when the continents were connected?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Now, hang on a second. I'm just a dumb dropout, but I went to some great schools in New Jersey. Was human life even on the planet when the continents were connected? Be careful. Be careful. You said Pangea.
Well, according to the theory of creationism, of course. If you
Can you Google that right now, sir? Or let's take our time. You said you're gay. Okay. And
very much so.
Gabby, sit tight, Gabby. I see you. Go ahead.
But yeah, and as far as those who are willfully ignorant, I do not believe that homosexuality is a choice. No one would choose to be gay. You know, I knew that I was gay as early as 5 years old.
Okay.
You know, so I don't think a 5-year-old would choose to have a sexual attraction to the same sex. So, like I said, those who think that are willfully and ignorant.
Okay.
Get into that.
Okay. Now, hang on a second, sir. I'm looking at links here. It says it would be impossible for any species that even slightly classify as humans to exist during the same time as Pangea did. But go ahead.
Okay, well, I stand corrected. But again, I do believe that it is impossible to peg it to a single geographical area, because I believe that homosexuality is an intrinsic part of the human experience.
Can I ask how old are you,
That is
sir?
from my own experience.
Can I ask how old are you?
I am 55 years old.
Perfect. What area are you from? Area code 972?
I am from Dallas, Texas.
Okay. Are you black? Did I ask you that? I'm doing a bunch of stuff here.
I'm very much so black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you see, I'm not saying homosexuality is a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time,
Well,
hang on. At the same time, I have researched, studied, traveled. I've been going to genealogy departments for decades. Whenever I go to a different city, I go to the genealogy department. So I do research. And I even tried to have a conversation about black gay slaves in America once upon a time. And most people say, no, they were raped, they were buck broken, there was no such thing. Anyway, so you're saying, a man of your age, knowledge, and wisdom, everything did not start in Africa? Even my homie, Lord Jamar, said yes, all things started in Africa. Lord Jamar said that.
No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. What I said was, I don't believe that homosexuality can be pegged to a single geographical area. It's pervasive. It's worldwide.
Okay, but why would you not give Africa the credit? Why would you not?
Okay, why not give England or the Americas the credit as well?
Because all things started in Africa. That's why.
Okay, well, you got me on that one. Okay, I'll give you that.
No.
Everything started in Africa. So
No.
if everything started in Africa, that Okay.
No, stay with me and make sure we get you back on the line, because I like the fact that we're having a rational conversation. You're not bothered by what I'm saying, and I want you to speak.
No, not at all.
Okay, so now, with regards to the showrunner, did homosexuality start in Africa? Again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm in Georgia now. 50% of the population here is black, African American, whatever you want to call it, indigenous, whatever, Hispanic, mixture, yada, yada, yada. These younger people now they're different, to be respectful. They're different. They remind me of your early Banji boys in the early 80s, which I'm sure you know of. The Banji boys.
Okay, yeah, fully aware, yeah, very aware, yeah.
Yeah, and they're not being influenced by Caucasians, if you ask me. They're just zesty on their own. What do you think about that?
Yes, yes. I think you're right. And I also know that the Atlanta area is the new black gay mecca. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Black Mecca, period. It's lit. It's lit down here. Black Mecca, period.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, man, thank you for calling. Stay in touch. Maybe you can help us with some of these other topics with regards to gay lifestyle, the origins, what have you, okay?
Sure.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. All right.
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks.
Uh-oh, DJ Gabby. Where's Gabby? Area code 678. DJ Gabby, I got your email. I responded. Did you see it, sir? Gabby.
I'm sorry, I didn't, man. I was out last night, in Buffalo, celebrating or trying to, for the most part, without the tragedy crap intervening. One of my nieces graduated from Niagara University yesterday,
Salute.
which I'll state that during this time, while we're in the graduation venue, watching her go across the stage, all this news is being spread like right next to us. Like people are saying, "Oh my God." Like, why you? What's oh my God?
Yeah.
So we heard about this tragedy while we're sitting in the midst of 90% white people at Niagara University. It's a 90% white people, 3% black, and 3% other, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it was like we were sprinkled in the crowd. You understand what I'm saying? So to hear this while we're in a pool of this environment, it was crazy, and the craziest part about it is that, I got family in that neighborhood, and if you...
Now, Gabby, hold on a second. For those who don't know, you and I are old associates. You never bought me a sandwich, never bought me a fucking cup of coffee, but we're good. We're good. We're good. You were living in you're from Buffalo, born and raised, yes? And then you moved to Brooklyn.
Yes.
You came down to Atlanta for a bunch of years. For those who don't know, and you got up out of Dodge. You and your lady friend split up. How long have you been back in Buffalo? A year or two? How long?
About 6 months, half a year.
Okay.
Since the end of last year. Yeah.
You sent me an email yesterday. I looked at your email right away because I said, I thought he was in South Carolina. But you're still in Buffalo, and you interviewed one of your friends. This hit you guys pretty hard up there. The guy that you interviewed, you don't have to say his name. He was at the top supermarket, and he saw someone's brains exposed. Is that what happened?
Well, what happened was that the person that you see that I was interviewing is my niece's father.
Oh, okay.
So in the midst of my sister and them dealing with the graduation and having to deal with the graduation party and all that stuff, they live near that Tops, and 3 times throughout the day before the graduation, they were on the way to pick up food and stuff from that Tops. Like something kept happening every time, which was explained in the video. So the things that happened stopped them from actually being there, because that's where they got their food, or were going to purchase their food from for the graduation event for my niece.
Okay.
So the 3rd time that they arrived there, my niece's father and one of my other nieces, they actually pulled up and everything was happening in their face. So they seen people laid out, they seen brains all scattered all over the place, and it was crazy.
Okay.
You know,
Now, hang on a second, Gab. Are you out there with a camera filming, interviewing people? You got to get your numbers up. This is.
Nah, that was just I mean, literally. I mean, you know that wasn't something that was planned and everything. What happened was I was at my niece's graduation event.
No, Gabby. I got all that. I'm saying to you now, you should be out there for the next week, man, filming and getting your IG and your YouTube lit. Why not? The white boys are doing it. Why not?
Nah, I don't care. Well, see, this, you know, being from Buffalo and seeing this type of stuff, and again, I went to a predominantly white high school, you know, different things like that. So I've seen both sides of the ignorance and, you know, some of the ones that are actually good and don't, you know, do all of that bullshit. So basically, what happened,
if I can say this,
it makes you mad.
If I can say this, you are a talker. You've got, you know, the gift of gab, as someone would say. That's why they call you Gabby. I'm not trying to play you. I'm saying, dude, you are a talker. You could be out there with a microphone talking. This at a time like this, everybody is looking to Buffalo. So I'm just trying to say, hey, man, I wouldn't be mad at you. I would even encourage you to do that. But hang on a second. So this was the hood, the quote unquote hood. Yes or no? That's what I'm getting. This tops.
Oh no, most definitely.
Okay,
most definitely the hood.
Do you know Grady
No
Lewis?
question.
Do you know Grady Lewis?
I have no idea who he is and couldn't give two craps.
Okay. Well, Grady Lewis did an interview with Channel 4 WIVB-TV, and he said he sat and spoke with this alleged shooter for an hour and 45 minutes. If a black person goes into a Caucasian area in Buffalo and on a bench for an hour, how long would it be before they call the police? Would it be an hour and 45 minutes? Would it be 1 hour? Keep it real.
Oh man, please! It wouldn't be that long. I mean, if it was vice versa, you saying a black person sitting in their neighborhood in the same scenario, no, the cops will be there probably within 5 minutes.
Okay, so how did Grady Lewis allow this Caucasian savage, who he called a genius, how did he allow him to come up there and sit on the bench for an hour and 45 minutes? Is Grady Lewis something like, I don't want to call him an agent, but why would he allow that? Why wouldn't something trigger in his mind and say, hey, Peyton, sit tight, let me go get a hero, and then go call 911? Why wouldn't he do that?
Man, I have no idea. I mean, I think that, you know, some of the people, I mean, and, you know, I heard someone else say it before too. I mean, we as black people, we always, you know, sometimes try to comfort people, sometimes try to understand their side of their story when it's not good to begin with. You know what I'm saying? If it feel like danger, it is danger. Nobody does that why? I mean, my question is why? Why would he be there for that long? For no apparent purpose. Like, you in the hood. Nobody knows you. Listen, I'm gonna put it to you like this.
Yeah.
I lived in projects. In a neighborhood called Black Rock Riverside, which is not far from where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Okay. We knew every white person that came through there. Okay. We had a white dude, cool as hell, like John B. His name was Shadow. Okay. It wasn't very many of them in the hoods where we were from. You understand? So anybody that wasn't Shadow or anybody else that was cool in that neighborhood would not be in that neighborhood that long.
Okay.
There would be questions just like a gang member walk up to you, yo, he would set you where it was. No, you wouldn't be sitting there because somebody's gonna figure or think, yo, your ass is thinking about something that ain't right. What you doing over here?
Right.
You know. So why that didn't happen, I have no idea. Like you said, an hour and some change. What for what?
If you ask me, Gabby, that's a valid question. Why would Grady sit and talk to this Caucasian for that amount of time and not suspect something? Was he mesmerized by the Caucasian boy? If you're from hang on. If you're from the quote unquote hood. The hood.
Right.
Everybody's suspect. Everybody's suspect.
Exactly.
You know, you're looking to either scam them, beat them, do something. You're sitting there for an hour and 45 minutes buying them soft drinks and shit like that. But listen, man, I want you to finish up. And so you're not going to promote anything on your IG page about what's going on in your community? I mean, I'll promote it for you, man. I'm
I
not.
mean,
I'm not trying to.
I
You
mean,
know.
that's about all I did. I mean, I did the video that I actually sent you last night. I did post on my, on my Instagram page at DJ Gabby the Gift. I mean, basically that was about it. And I woke up this morning and seen that it was national and all this other stuff. But the whole thing is
DJ Gabby the Gift. DJ Gabby the Gift on
Yes,
Instagram.
it's on my Instagram page.
All right.
But, as I said to you, I mean, being from here, living through all the prejudice and being harassed by the cops for, minute reasons and all that. I mean, it's after a while, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, damn, now the world finally realized what the hell going on. And why this is, the name of the city is Rough Buff. Okay? Yeah. It's rough. That's why it's called Rough Buff.
Yeah.
Anybody?
That's a shithole. I've been through Buffalo.
Dude,
the home of Rick James.
Griselda, any of these people,
Griselda,
man.
Yeah,
I mean,
salute to Griselda, but it's a shithole, man. How much longer are you gonna be there? I thought you were heading back down south. You gonna stay up there?
Well, no, actually, June 1st, I will be back in Charlotte area because, I lived in Charlotte for a while before I moved to ATL. So I'm being welcomed back to Charlotte, and some business and, to get back doing my shows and things of that nature. So, the winter was horrific, and now, I came in to a horrific winter, crazy, record snow and temperatures, and then now I'm getting ready to leave after this horrific, stuff. So, in the beginning and in the end, man, is you hope that there's some good in between, so I'm about to be up out of here.
Now hang on, Gabby, before you go, with all due respect, the last time you called into the show, some of the troll babies may remember you were living in Atlanta. Your ex-girlfriend, don't say her name, she was hanging out with the neighbor who just came home from the penitentiary. She was sitting in the driveway with him for like hours.
Right.
Now, you got up out of there, or she told you to get out, whatever. Did you get all your shit out of there, out of that place?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got up out of there, man. I mean, it was like, why even deal with it? At the end of the day, I wasn't wrong, and I was ready to, do things I shouldn't.
Yeah.
And it wasn't worth it.
So respectfully, don't say her name. Was the neighbor smashing? In your opinion, was he smashing?
Well, I'll keep it plain and simple like this. I myself have never hung out with no one late night for many, many hours, laughing, giggling, all that, then make it past their front door into their house after 1:30 a.m.
Damn.
And ain't nothing going down.
Right. Okay. Say no more. Stay in touch, man. You're on Instagram, DJ Gabby the Gift, man. Salute for tapping in.
Yes, no doubt.
Sir. Okay, salute. Okay. All right. 12 noon now, Eastern Standard Time here in the Georgia area. Wait a minute. Florida Boy J, sit tight. I'm coming right back to you. Florida Boy J, Black Racist, tapping in via Super Chat. Homosexuality did not start in Africa. It started in New Jersey. Star knows good and well that homosexuality was popularized and accepted for the first time in history with his Caucasian ancestors. So he's blaming it on the black man. I'm giving you credit. If I were saying, it's disgusting, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, well, then I would be blaming you. I'm giving you credit. Anybody remember my homie Lord Jamar agreeing with Star when I said, hey, man, didn't all things start in Africa? And he said, well, okay, I would have to agree with that. Who is this? Huron from Cash App. Remember, Roman Africa? Oh, Europeans came to Africa early. So, yes, it came out of Africa when the original freak occupied northern Africa for centuries. When the original freak occupied northern Africa for centuries. And they learned it in Africa. Man, come on, stop it. Hemp Lord tapping in Charleston, South Carolina on the check-in. Okay, I read that one. Thank you so much. Okay, Huron, I just read your email. Thank you. Thank you for the information. I'm just a dropout. Blade says, here we go with he was crazy. What drugs was he on? Bullshit. Read his manifesto. Okay, he's talking about Peyton. And he says plainly that he is perfectly sane and knew exactly what he was doing. Yeah. FBJ, a.k.a. Florida Boy J, tapping in on a Sunday, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine, chilling in this nice Florida weather. What's going on, Star? Let's get on these topics.
Please, let's go, man.
First, I want to touch on the origins of homosexuality, and this is my main problem with the black community. Niggas got this "we was kings" mentality.
Right.
Always want to take credit for the positive things that started in Africa, but anytime there's something negative that started in Africa, niggas want to talk about the white man this, the original freak that, the cracker that. No, the original freak is the black man to this day. What originated in Africa was homosexuality, girls on girls, boys on boys, for hundreds, if not thousands of years before we migrated out and taught that to the rest of society, including the white people who were living in caves, didn't know how to bathe, didn't know their mathematics. The Moors most likely taught them homosexuality also, because they took the homosexuality that was brought to you by the Africans and they institutionalized it in Rome or Greece or whatever place you want to date it at. Does not negate the fact that homosexuality, amongst a lot of negative things that we hold on to today, started out of Africa. You can't hold on to "we was all kings" mentality, because some of your ancestors were servants, some of them were slaves, some of them were snitches, and a few of them were
slave traders.
So stop with this.
Slave traders.
Exactly. Race traders. Stop this whole "we was kings, but the white man brought the gayness to the world." No, black people did that. Africans did that. So cut the crap and let's be real with ourselves. Stop trying to look on Wikipedia or Google a YouTube video to get validation for your point. Okay?
Right. Hang on a second, Florida Boy J. Stay with me. Okay, so before I forget, actually, you know what? Let me just write that down. I don't interrupt what you're saying. I just want to make sure I forget something. Okay. Well, go ahead and finish up on did homosexuality start in Africa, and then I want you to address the supermarket shooting if you're up to speed. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, definitely. All these bussy experts, all these gay porn experts got so much research on the act of it, but when it comes down to the origins of it, everybody want to play stupid. Okay, let's cut the ignorance and admit that your ancestors started bending people over and grabbing the willy bubble. That's exactly what it is. Now, we're going to transition to what happened in Buffalo.
Go ahead.
The dude sitting on the bench talking to the white man is another coon. He needs to be arrested. To me, he could have been a part of the whole play. How come every time something bad happens, the news has to find the biggest coon to try to humanize the shooter?
Facts.
Okay? Why? He was a genius. He had genius on his shirt. You should not be taking any tangible advice from a man who said his office is on the sidewalk bench. Okay, that's first of all. Second of all, where's the black soprano family of the Griselda shooters? Where's the gangs at in Buffalo who could have ran down the supermarket? I don't want to hear no Benny the Butcher, no West Side Gun, no Conway. I don't want to hear none of that BSF black soprano family gang no more. Y'all ain't got no shooters on deck. Y'all ain't protecting no grocery stores. Y'all got $300,000 chains on, but you can't get secured places. You can't hire security or put funding in your own community to protect black people from getting gunned down in while they're shopping for groceries. But I bet you're going to get another Tana Talk 4 about how they're pushing fentanyl in the same communities. So you're going to push fentanyl in the same communities without even trying to protect that community. And what I promise you, Star, these are the same people, like I said, walk around here flexing, talking about how they moving bricks.
Hang on a second, Florida Boy J. Tony Touch sends in a super chat saying, "Get Maxie Priest off the line." I had to read that. He spent Skrilla. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, these rappers, like I said, Griselda, Benny, all these guys got all this money pushing fentanyl in their rhymes and in the streets, but can't put a little 100,000 for a security department, police department, or some type of funding to protect the black people of their own community. All we can get is pray for Buffalo tweets, and that's about it. And they're going to do some toy and bike drive and hand out cold turkey dinners to the homeless, like they can heat that up somewhere.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Wow.
Honestly, and this, I'm gonna lay my plane with this. This definitely was a racial attack. Though the White House has not released any statements, we will not get any tangible bills passed. We won't get any anti-hate, anti-crime bills passed on behalf of black people. Black people will not be compensated for this. If the Asian community got their head blown off last night, we would already have an anti-hate $40 billion anti-hate Asian bill passed. If this was an Orthodox Jew community, we would have sent $50 billion to Israel last night.
Yeah.
And everybody.
Okay, now hang on a second. This is the Jewish Network. Slow that down. Okay, so now if this were an Asian, I mean, I don't do hypotheticals, but if this were an Asian neighborhood and those bodies were Asian, do you think Grady Lewis would be in handcuffs right now?
He would be in handcuffs right now, and he would be a co-conspirator of the mass shooting. Yeah. We all know it.
He'd be in the county wearing slides, shackled. Go ahead.
When the black man shot up the subway in New York, they had his first, last name, Instagram page, YouTube pages, citing other people, talking about he was a hate crime.
Right.
But where are these 4chan chats? Where are these alternate social media sites that all these right-wing extremists ran to after they got wiped off the internet? You got RICO charges on Young Thug and these other rappers, but we can't get a RICO charge on these 4chan sites and do an investigation on people who have these mass shootings. Where's the RICO Act against these guys?
Yeah. FBJ, thank you for tapping in. What's going on your platform? Please promote it, please.
Yeah, Perspectives and Facts podcast. Go to the Florida Boy J on YouTube. Type that in. Watch the last episode we did. I'm dropping an interview with my boy Aaron this week. We also have one with DJ Luna XL out of Jacksonville. It was a pretty great interview. Did a 4-part interview, and I'm dropping another episode of all 4 of us doing Perspectives Facts podcast this Monday. I'll send you the link. Go ahead and subscribe.
Send me the link and send me a new picture. They love your pictures in the community section.
Absolutely. I will send you a new picture of me shining, flossing, and flexing on these niggas with a new pair of sneakers. You know how we do it, Star.
Right,
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, man. Salute. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. FBJ tapping in. Folks, it is Sunday. I'm doing somewhat of a research show addressing the tragedy that happened in Buffalo, New York. On the screen is my PayPal information in case you don't have Cash App and you want to contribute to the content, okay? This loser, Peyton, I'm not going to be saying his last name, folks. I don't want to give him any power. 18 years of age. This is the alleged shooter. And Grady Lewis described everything. Grady Lewis witnessed the shooting go down from his own mouth. Again, the video is in my community section as he's standing there talking to Tyra Lynch from News 4. Why does he hang out at this Tops supermarket the way he does? Who is he? Big black guy. And I couldn't read his shirt. Black something. Jason, I got your donation storm from Rochester, New York, 1 hour away from Buff. Got to keep your eyes on these crazy mofos out here. Yeah. Black racist happening. FBJ dresses like a homeless person in real life. How can I take him seriously? Robert, got your donation. ATL checking it. Thank you, Rob. Okay, good to hear from you, man. Monster. Homosexuality started in Zach Lee's bedroom. Okay, that was cute. Ray, got your donation. You're contemplated on going on his show. Whose show, sir? You're talking about something back in the days. No, sir. I don't do all that back and forth drama. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's a brand new day. I wish everybody the best. No, thank you, sir. Mike. Okay, yeah, I'm not doing any sports today, but thank you for your donation or whatever that was. No sports today. Okay, and someone sent me an email. Yeah, I have not seen the video of the shooter, whoever the shooter was. Is Grady going to change his story at some point? Well, that wasn't Peyton, the guy who I was talking to. Troll Baby got your donation. Star, homosexuality didn't start in Africa, and I sent in 2 cash apps from your last show that you didn't read. Okay. Malmo, where's West Side Gun, respectfully? I don't know, sir. Broke back Patty Whack. Star, you're right. It did start in Africa. The land of Sodom was the most famous for it. See, now we're talking. Should it be called the Brotherland? # sucker shit. Malmu is asking, is Grady Lewis a registered offender? I don't know. I have not done the research. I'm not going to put that out there, until someone says different. But thank you for your donation. London Daza. Star is hilarious whenever you bring up this topic about homosexuality starting in Africa. Blackie starts stumbling and fumbling. Salute to you, Star. Well, hey, I'm giving credit to Africa. They started everything. Again, if you're just now joining the show, language, science, art, the system of trading. Africa, the continent, and then the countries within. Why has homosexuality been so taboo in Africa over the centuries? Why? Did it quite possibly work against the laws of nature hundreds or thousands of years ago? Did it work against the laws of nature? And I say that respectfully. Did they have to inform other countries within the continent that, hey, this is not good. This is stopping procreation. This should be outlawed. I mean, that could have happened if you know history. Thank you, London Daza. Big Nigga 22 got your donation. Hold on a second. Okay, that's a troll. Do you know who I need? Where's the white Denzel? Where's the white Denzel? Hold on a second. Where's the white Denzel? Is he awake? Is he recuperating from a night out? I mean, he, deserves it if he was out. Let me see if he's around. Okay, guys, on the screen, please make sure you check out one of my new sponsors, TonyCarter.gumroad.com. She's got a book, a great book as well. I've been reading it. Okay, he's not picking up. How millennials can rise from the boulevard of broken dreams and student loan debt. Okay, you can find that book right there, TonyCarter.gumroad.com. And I want to talk to you folks a little bit later about CreditWiz Pro again. Hey, Paige, I got your donation. Okay. 2 words, Manchurian Candidate. Okay. Area code 727. Good afternoon. Early afternoon. Are you there? 727.
Ali Kwan, what's up, man?
Good afternoon, sir. The name is Star. I don't care if I've known you for 3 decades. It's Star. How can I help you, sir?
I'm from Elizabeth. I was messing around because the Plainfield guys was Ali Kwan.
Okay. What's cracking, man?
No, man. I don't know. The shooter, people just shoot and they kill each other. And the racist part, I don't think it's really important to the people who are dead. That's my opinion.
You don't think it's important to the people that are dead? Well, they're dead, sir, respectfully, yeah.
Yeah, like who killed them? Like what color? I don't think that's super important.
Okay.
I read some of that guy's manifesto, and it's right out of the left-leaning political party, if people really paid attention to it. And I'm a little younger than you. You know, I lived in the Bronx and Manhattan in the 80s.
Okay.
So I really relate to a lot of your experiences you went through, you know.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm a white boy, but, you know.
Well, I don't know. I don't generalize people, but now are you white or are you Caucasian?
Yeah, no, I'm white from.
Caucasian mixture.
I don't. What's the difference? I'm Caucasian.
There's a big difference, sir. Yeah. Are you a descendant of white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, wealthy, or just Caucasian? You know, just.
I'm from the projects in Elizabeth.
Okay.
I'm definitely not wealthy.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. You've assimilated. Not a problem. Okay. So, with regards to how society will perceive these actions of the people who are dead and the shooter, you don't think that's important?
Well, I think people's perceptions are important, but people kill. I think the race part is put on the forefront too much.
Okay.
That's just like the guy from Buffalo sounded like a very educated person, but he contradicted himself saying, oh, I heard this news at a graduation around all white people. But he chose to be in that all-white environment because I guess he figured he was doing better for himself. Like I said, he's very well-spoken, seems like a good dude.
You mean DJ Gabby?
Contradicted himself.
DJ Gabby. Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead. DJ Gabby, go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
And then he said, oh, if a black guy is sitting in a white neighborhood, the cops will be there in 5 minutes. But then he said if a white guy's in a black neighborhood for more than 10 minutes, people are questioning him. See, there's no difference. People just use their perception and angle to push what they believe.
Okay, I hear you, but at the same time, in this beautiful country of ours, and I'm pro-American. I've got relatives.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. That's why I mess with you. We're
Thank you,
about the same age, and you believe what I believe.
Thank you. But at the same time, we have to acknowledge the reality of our existence here in this land of capitalism. And I don't always like to equate things with race, but when we see something so blatantly in front of us, we have to say, this is going to happen again, but how do we try and get a better understanding of the psychology behind it? This guy drove hours. Hang on a second. He drove hours to go to this black neighborhood, sat there, and he was coddled by this guy, Grady Lewis, in similar fashion or the same fashion how Dylan Roof went to that AME church in Charleston, South Carolina. Those black folks were loving the fact that this Caucasian was there and they were communicating with him. So in my opinion, I'll give you the last word. In my opinion, race does play a factor here. In my opinion, but go ahead.
No. He killed him. He's a racist piece of garbage. I'm not going to curse. It's the afternoon show.
Thank you.
Him, Dylan Roof, all of them. They should get whatever they got coming to them. I don't care if it's a death penalty.
Right.
But, I kind of grew up to treat, because, Elizabeth's very mixed.
Yeah.
I treat every person I meet, whether the guy that's asking for $1 at 7-Eleven, or obviously I don't live in Elizabeth anymore. I put together a little floor business. I live by the water in Florida. I'm okay.
You've upgraded.
Yeah, well, but my dad did 17 years in Trenton. My mom was an alcoholic, but I knew what I didn't want.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And everybody's goal was to get out of where we were from. And some of us did, and some of us are dead, and some of us are doing life. That's just the way it is.
Right. Well.
All them guys you talked about, Dylan Roof and the other dude, they should die. Whatever happens to them, happens to them. Like, there's no excuse for that.
Right.
But I realized in my life I treat everybody I meet with common courtesy and respect.
Okay.
And what they give back is what they get back.
Gotcha. Hey, man, thanks for tuning in. Stay in touch.
Yeah, man, I'll be calling you back, bro. You have a great day, buddy.
And please don't call me a bro, but thank you, man. Thank you. Sit tight, guys. I want to make sure that I'm hitting all of my bullet points here, because I did print out some things this morning before I went off to the gym. Banging the steel. Pause. I have not read through Peyton's manifesto. If anybody wants to send me the link, Where's my email address for business? What the hell? If you want to send me the link to Peyton's manifesto, I'll glance at it. I mean, he's just Caucasoid trash, you know. There's my email address on the screen. And thank you for the link to Grady Lewis. Roughly 10 people sent me that early this morning, late last night. Here's something else I want to mention with regards to... Actually, you know what? That's a reach. Hang on a second. Africans. Homosexuality. In my opinion, the African is one of the most brutal killers on the planet. The Caucasian as well. The Caucasian, once upon a time, for those who know your history, scientist sat down, Manhattan Project, you've heard me speak about this before, and they created a way to kill millions by way of the Manhattan Project. The African's a brutal killer. Rapist, and other things. Early 2001, when I was on a radio station in New York City, I don't even have to mention the name of the radio station, you should know this already. I started speaking about something that I learned in private school in New Jersey. The private school is Wardlaw. I've mentioned this before, Edison, New Jersey. I went there for 2.5 years. And when I got to radio, I started speaking about who I knew to be the true face of evil, King Leopold II. Not the first, but the second. The station that I was on, they threatened to suspend me without pay for talking about that. Now, they suspended me with pay when I did my other stunts, Ali and stuff like that. That was with pay. But when I spoke about King Leopold II being the true face of evil, that cut deep. Now, you heard about King Leopold II from Star. Let's not get it fucked up. Star and the brutal killings in the Congo, and the fact that King Leopold II never even set foot in the Congo. The Africans were doing his dirty work, hacking off the limbs of children, and you can still see those pictures today. You can see them with no arms, no hands. Africans did King Leopold II's dirty work. Now, you never heard about King Leopold II on a hip-hop radio station, probably not even a goddamn R&B station before Star. I take credit for that. Let me tell you why. It was not in the New York tri-state curriculum to teach anything with regards to the killings in the Congo or King Leopold II. For a decade of my life in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, they only taught you about Adolf Hitler, the Third Reich, and the Holocaust. A decade of my childhood in school, in Shakamatson Elementary School, Terrell Middle School, was the Holocaust. It pounded into your head. And that's who controlled the New York tri-state curriculums, the Jews. That's who they wanted you to learn about the face of evil. Here I come, talking about King Leopold II, killed millions more than Adolf Hitler. Whoa! We're going to sit you down now. So my point is, we like to give Africa credit for a lot of the good things, but we don't like to look at some of the bad things. And that was brutal, what happened in the Congo. And again, keep in mind, King Leopold II never even went to the goddamn Congo. It was Africans did his dirty work for him. Let's go to area code 718. It's probably Brooklyn. 718. Good afternoon. Are you there? 718.
Hello. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. How are you, sir? Are you joining the conversation?
Yes. First and foremost, I did send that Cash App, hoping to get unblocked. I was doing a little too much.
Well, send me an email, and I will have the two people that handle all the unblocking and all the other stuff. I'll send it to them. I don't get involved. But go ahead. What's cracking?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. You do a great job. Rest in peace to everybody in Buffalo that
Absolutely.
happened to. That's why I just want to say I agree with the whole Atlanta making everything unlicensed and everything like that, because a marksman is going to think twice about going into an establishment if he knows somebody else has one.
Good point. Good point.
You know, they make it so hard for legal abiding citizens, especially in New York City especially, to get a firearm, and it's so easy to get an illegal one. You know, there got to be a way that us legal abiding citizens can get a firearm to protect ourselves and our family, just as easy as these guys are, you know, doing whatever they're doing. So that's the only reason I really like that city of Atlanta, because of that measure. But it's getting dangerous out there. Whether you go into a concert, the thing that happened in Milwaukee, the shootings that happened after that. I mean, you know, and I go to a lot of shows. I go, this is a Summer Jam, all the other nonsense and everything.
Jesus.
And now I have to watch. Yeah.
Can I ask how old are you, sir? How old are you?
I'm 41.
Okay, and you still go.
I'm 41.
And you still go to Summer Jam.
Well, now I go for tailgating and just try to talk to the ladies. I don't even have to go to the show.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even recognize anybody on the bill anymore.
Yeah.
And after you said about how they really gave out the free tickets, I really look at that station a lot differently now.
That's a scam. That's not alleged. I snitched on them years ago. There's no. I don't even want to go into it now. It's a scam. There's no
97th caller.
There's no computer. You're the 97th caller. No, you have to scream like a slave, and then they give you the tickets. Anyway, go ahead. You were saying, go ahead.
Right. So, no, it's just a scary time that we're living in, and I really hope that we get legislation out there to make it a little bit easier for law-abiding citizens, some kind of screening process that's not as difficult for us to protect ourselves, because we're just bait. We're going to be targets if we can't even protect ourselves. We have to get screened and do this and do that, and we can't even go to a store.
Yeah. If I can interject with what you just said, that's a great point about Georgia and the Atlanta area. People now being allowed to carry firearms. Because earlier I asked if you, well, there will be more situations like Dylan Roof and this piece of crap Peyton, who encounter slaves and coons who coddle them, who do not find their actions to be questionable. Then these people will go into more churches and more supermarkets and do devious work. So that's a good point that you brought up, that people in Atlanta now, Georgia, carrying firearms. Go ahead. I just want to say that. Go ahead.
I honestly think that's one of the reasons when you decide to go to a state to move, I think you look at those laws. I mean, I don't know, but I think you honestly look at the firearm laws and just stuff like that to protect yourself as well. So they got to do something, or I'm gonna have to, go behind a Walmart and get, I don't want to do that.
Easy.
I want to do it the right way.
Easy.
Right. I want to do it the right way, but it's ridiculous, especially in New York. In New York City, you have to you basically got to be law enforcement or know somebody to get a firearm license, to get a carry and conceal. So
you have to know somebody in New York because it's really, really strict up there. It's
very strict.
And New Jersey, it's even more strict. But go ahead. You were saying? Go ahead.
It's very strict. So, like I said, I feel bad for that. You can't even go, go into a grocery store. Old lady probably just, getting groceries, and you can't even go into a grocery store nowadays. It's just really sad. They got to do something. Stop making the gun law. We got to make a gun law strict. No. Don't make it strict. Make it strict. Do some kind of screening to where law-abiding citizens can get firearms and protect themselves and their family. Because the gunman is going to think twice if he knows somebody else up in there got something going for him.
Yeah, good point.
They got to, they got to do that. Stop making it all strict and strict. You're making it too strict that it's not working.
Yeah. Hey man, thank you for your call. Thank you for tapping in.
I'll send you the email.
Okay.
I'm blocked.
Well, somebody will reach out to you tomorrow because I don't deal with that stuff, but they'll get back to you tomorrow. Okay.
No problem, Star.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. All right. Sean tapping in with a PayPal donation. Star, homosexuality and cannibalism began in the Caucasus region. Cannibalism as a lack of food, homosexuality because those goofballs ate the women first. I have no problem with what you said in terms of cannibalism. But my question is, or my statement is that it started in Africa. It started there. All things started in Africa. How can you exclude certain behavioral patterns? Behavioral patterns. But thank you for your donation. Let me go to Cash App. Adam, I got your donation. Thank you. Truckin' Tay, I got your donation. Okay, who are you? Did you send it a donation? Please just don't send me emails as if I'm going to read it. I don't know who you are. I don't need new friends, okay? James got your donation. Okay, let me see. I'll take a screenshot, man, and send this over to the people that handle my YouTube channel. I like having people to help me, you know? I'm 58 now. I got living to do. Okay. Blade says the shooter neutralized Grady's suspicion with the white, okay, you meant to say maternal hand. Maternal, yeah. Yeah, he probably looked at Grady and smiled and, reached out and touched him. He probably, oh my goodness, he probably held Grady's hand and said, would you pray with me? Bro, would you pray with me, bro? Grady probably got a lump in his fucking throat and said, oh, this is my new white friend. Holy shit, he wants to pray. Then Grady said, you want a pineapple juice? What do you want to do? Red Bull? Sit down, I'll go get you one. Grady got his old black ass up, shuffled across the street and got that Caucasian killer a goddamn drink. Yes, he did. Thank you, Blade, for your donation. Polo the God. Okay, I'm not doing anything with regards to sports today, Polo, but thank you, man. I just want to talk about the shooter Truckin' Tay. We black don't fear white people. How they fear us. Well, you know the answer to that, Truckin' Tay. Here in this country, the wheels of propaganda and hatred, and they've used religion against, I'll just say, black people as a whole. They even pumped certain things into society by way of ungodliness. You know, the curse of Ham, stuff like that. But thank you, Truckin' Tay. You know this already. Did we mention that the alleged shooter, Peyton, was driving a hoopty, kids? He wasn't driving a C-Class. He didn't have some type of a sports car with skirts on it. Keek from Palm Beach. I'm keeping that thing on me. Yeah, man. Thank you for your donation. Black Racist tapping it again. Hold on a second, Black Racist. Let me get right back to you. Let me take a screenshot. Your boy. Hey, man, you want to call in? Your boy Reactions. Got your donation. Shoot me an email, man, so I can get you on the line. Hold on a second. I always have time for sponsors to call in. Even if you just want to join the conversation for a half a minute and promote your platform, hang on a second. Your boy Reactions on YouTube. There's his information on the screen. Maybe he'll do a piece on Grady. Grady Lewis. Sat there with the killer, alleged killer, for an hour and a half on the guy, hour and 45 minutes, pardon me, on the bench, coddling him, huh? And Black Racist sends another donation. If I say all Asians are Chinese, it's offensive, but this European hillbilly, okay, where are you going, Black Racist? With Africa not even a country? No, Africa's a continent. You know this, Black Racist. What group of people are we talking about? I'm talking about the continent, sir. The countries within. I give them credit for the origins of life. I mean, if you want to go deeper than that, why don't you call them black racists? It's a fact, man. Life started in Africa. Black racists, I'm sure you also know about the closest link that we have. Hold on a second. The closest link that we have, if you subscribe to, even if you don't subscribe to evolution. Her bones were found in 1974. We call her Lucy, but her rightful name is Afarensis. Afarensis stood upright on the continent. So there's proof. I'm not just saying it. You know, there's proof that life originated in Africa. And there's another, hold on a second, there's another link. Let me see if I can put this in the live chat. Hold on, guys. I'll bring that in as I take this other call. Give me a second. Area code 347. Good afternoon. Are you there? 347. Yes.
Yo, peace, Star. We're good. Fam.
Peace. How are you?
Well, we not family, but yeah, I'm gonna make sure I get my pronouns down.
What's cracking? What's cracking, man?
I'm chilling, man. Just I live on Nostrand and between Linden and Lenox. You know, I've been listening to you since I was a kid, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm just calling with a slightly different perspective on this take of yours. Because you've been saying this for a long time. It kind of pisses me off, but let me throw it at you. Let's see what you say, huh?
Go ahead.
All right. So the origin of, well, I guess you could say the origin, but who knows, of religion, or we say the interdimensional portal from the, or whatever, is in the Middle.
Go ahead.
The Middle East. Why don't we propose that homosexuality started in the Middle East after the flood, after the fallen angels came down at Mount Hermon, where there's a U.S. base to this day on Mount Hermon, where they say the fallen angels came.
Okay.
So how come we don't say homosexuality is from Syria or Lebanon, something like that?
You're welcome to say it, sir, but you're adding mysticism to the conversation. I am a rational thinker, but you're adding mysticism. You talk about the fallen angels.
But the Abrahamic religions, the Talmud, all of these things come from the East, do they not?
I don't subscribe to the Talmud. I reference it from time to time because I have studied these things. The Talmud and the Hadith, the Quran, and other things. I reference them because I became an atheist by way of a rational awakening. I did not suffer some tragedy and then I turned my back on religion. No, I had a rational awakening. But go ahead.
Okay, I mean, that's a fair stance. But there's many people who do subscribe to that.
Yes.
The majority of the world subscribes to the East as the center point of the religious experience. So, I mean, it's fair to say, just as plausible as it is that homosexuality started in Africa, it could have started in Syria or someplace to that nature.
Okay. Now, where did they learn human traits in Syria? Where did they learn how to function in a proper society? Because again, we cannot ignore the kingdom of Kush and how mankind blossomed by way of the kingdom of Kush. Where did they learn in Syria? Who taught them? Are you saying the fallen angels?
I'm jacking this, the fallen angels. Okay. Taught them the bad stuff. I'm not sure. Maybe the good stuff came from the tablets, maybe the good stuff, but the bad stuff they say came from the fallen homies, man, on Mount Hermon, and that is not in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just jacking. It's pop. You know.
I'm enjoying the conversation. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, indeed.
Are you a man who has knowledge of self? Are you a Muslim, Nation of Islam?
I wouldn't really know how to categorize myself, but I am a spiritual man. I'm a man of God. I believe in the higher being. Exactly which name, that's where it gets funky, you know? But I definitely believe in God. The fact that we all have the freedom to not give a damn. We could say F God, anything, and we could still be blessed. You know, to me, that's my reason. You know, the fact that we can still prosper and not even give a damn about God at all. that to me is a true and living God. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you believe in
But you know,
hang on. So you believe in blessings. Do you also believe in curses? Goblins,
of course,
demons, witches,
we know about
warlocks?
Of course, these things have been existing since the beginning of time, man. Especially the homies who sponsor your network, whose name I won't say. You know,
the Tooth Fairy, things like that. You believe in all that, yes? Leprechauns, gargoyles.
See, now you're going left. Now, come on now.
Whoa.
You're going left.
Whoa. Wait a minute. How can you give credit?
You're going left.
Hang on. How can you give credit to angels like Gabriel and not acknowledge the Tooth Fairy and gargoyles? Where do you draw the line? I'm confused.
Come on now. Come on, man. we talk about spiritual experience, not the Tooth Fairy Easter Bunny, man. Come on now. I get the premise. You know, I get the overarching premise, of course, but
right.
We can't act like those two things are synonymous, you know. Oh. And just the same as I believe, I do see the perspective of non-belief, you know. And it's beautiful to me the fact that you can't prove it and I can't prove it, you know. And to me, that's the beauty of it all.
I'm so glad you said that. We agreed to disagree. But now, hang on a second.
Indeed.
I also give credit to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, messenger to the black man. Do you feel that he was the messenger to the black man?
I don't want to disrespect the Muslim homies, but in short, I will say no. I will say no in short, man.
Come on, black man.
Come on now. What, you want to go there, man? You already know what I'm saying. You just want to entice the crowd. You already know what I'm talking about, man. We're home there.
I'm about to throw the curveball at you. Are you ready? The messenger to the messenger to the black man, and he was, sir. No ifs, ands, or buts about that, in my opinion. He said the worst devil is a what?
A black devil. I agree with that.
Peace.
Here's why I agree with that. Because it is in our innate nature, I believe, right? We may have warred, conquered, traded each other off, but it wasn't chattel slavery the way it morphed into under the white man. You know, it was more of a humanistic or natural, rather, natural occurrence as opposed to a worldwide business as it morphed into. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe in our genuine nature, we are innately loving, and that is the reason we lost to the white man, because we hugged them, we coddled them. And the same way this monkey nigga hugged and coddled this nigga, ironically, outside. I didn't even mean to tie it. I didn't even mean to segue like that.
That's okay.
But it happened on its own. You see? And that's genetic proof right there. We always go coddle a white man. You know what I'm saying? And that led to our demise. We civilized them.
And he called him a genius. Called him a genius.
Yeah, he won't call his black son a genius, but he call a white man outside a store in the hood a genius. That's crazy, bro.
That's a fact.
That's crazy. But that's not genetic code.
Yeah, I appreciate your call. I appreciate your call. Thank you for tuning in, man.
I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Salute.
Thank you. Okay. The worst devil is a black devil. The messenger said that once upon a time. You see, you can blame the Caucasian for homosexuality and other things. But here in the Atlanta metro area, these little young black boys are teaching each other to some degree. To some degree. Okay, hang on a second, guys. On the screen, follow your boy Reactions on YouTube. Let me see if he's calling in. Hold on a second. On Cash App. Yeah. Which link, homie? I got you on the screen. I got your boy Reactions on the screen. Do you want to call in? Hold on a second. Folks, I'm on the juice. I was up in the gym this morning getting it in. Victor got your donation. Awesome to speak to you. Thank you, man. Thank you, Victor, for your donation, sir. Nathaniel, FBJ on one. FBJ's promoting his channel and doing his thing. You know, I mean, I want him to pop off, and he is, man. Gangsta of Love, good to hear from you, sir. White people shouldn't speak for black people ever. Well, did you vote for Biden? I have to ask you that. You ain't black if you don't vote for me. Did you vote for Biden, Gangsta Love? Just ask him. Blade got your donation. Oh, Blade, we will not say that, Blade. Taking shots at the small hats. No, you will not. But thank you for your donation, Blade. I think Roy responded. Hold on a second. Okay. Roy says, I can't talk right now, OG. Okay, I'm just going to say copy. I have a 973 caller. 973. Good afternoon. You there? 973. 973. Yes, no, maybe. Are you there?
Hello?
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
What's good, man? It's your boy Jay Bandit, man. Straight from Patterson.
My nigga, what's cracking, man? Let me get you on the screen,
Yeah.
man. Let me get you on the screen, big nigga. Let's talk about it, man.
What's good with you, man?
What's good with you, homie?
Let's talk about it. I see you talking about this homosexuality BS. You know what I mean?
Now, well, we talking about this shooter, man. I just did that. I was meaning to do the homosexuality show on Friday, but I got busy, man. I'm looking for your banner as we talk, man. Go ahead and promote your platform first, please.
Yeah, salute. Yeah, it's Jay Bandit from Patterson. Been out in Teaneck now, but from Patterson, New Jersey. I got a project out called Get Money, Save Sucker Free, streaming on all platforms. Tidal, Apple Music. What else is in on? Pandora, Amazon Music as well. And I'm working on my channel. I'm trying to get as much subscribers as I can. So Troll Babies, please come subscribe. Because come find out the big nigga was right. I need 1,000 subscribers to go live on YouTube.
Right. Matter of
so
fact,
I really do need all the Troll Babies to come see me.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can put
come
your.
see me.
Let me see if
so
I can
go on live.
Yeah. Let me see if I can put your banner on the screen. I mean, I know I can whilst we're talking. Pow. Okay. I got you on the screen right now. Go ahead and pop your collar, man. Promote your platform, please.
Yeah, pop my collar, man. I'm a pimp, not a pimp as for women. I'm a person in major positions, trying to get up there, trying to get on this YouTube wave, trying to get this money off the internet. So please show me love. Come show me love. I'm gonna show you my life, my trials and tribulations, all I've done. Like I go to a lot of things. I like to go out, chill. I always be on my dolo. So you want to come see me? I will have the Moxburg, right? Nah, but I'm always out there. I'm always dolo. Like I really don't go anywhere with people like that, for real. So matter of fact, tomorrow I'm going to some guy named Mike's, 5 Mikes, whatever his name is. He's having a big show in Brooklyn at the King Plaza.
Yeah,
the King Plaza.
He's lit right now. 5 Mikes, you mean?
Well,
5 Mics.
Yeah, who is that? You know him? I don't know who he is.
I don't know him, but I mean, like he's lit. He's lit. Go ahead.
Okay.
He's lit.
Oh, he's lit. Oh, yeah, he's a promoter trying to act like he's a rapper or whatever. But yeah, so I think he goes out with Little Mama. Matter of fact, I saw it on the thumbnail.
I'm not sure, man, but keep us posted on if you go to the show. Now, do you want to touch on the topic, or you just want to promote your platform? Either way, I'm supporting.
No, I could touch on the topic.
Go ahead.
The topic.
Shooter, man. Shooter got busy.
I personally never Googled like where homosexuality came from. I personally don't know and could care less, but it's here. But we're here. What was that line you always say? We're here. We're queer. I don't know the damn line, but you know what I'm talking about, But
we're here. We're queer. Get used to it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it's serious tip. But yeah, it is what it is. It's here. Who cares where it started at? That's just we living with it today. We have to get with it and get lost. Like
I'm giving credit to the African. I'm not condemning them. This is their doing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm a proud African. I wasn't born in Africa, but both my parents were born in Nigeria. I was born and raised here. So it is what it is.
Wait a minute.
Care less where it started.
Wait a minute. Now,
homosexuality is here.
Hold on. So now we've got some Nigerians popping up as of late that are bone smugglers, respectfully. Jussie Smollett running around with those Nigerians. They were hiding the salami, yeah.
Yeah, they was playing with his meat packer.
Yeah.
They was playing with each other's meat packers, matter of fact.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I went to the 40-40 on Friday.
Okay.
Right? And when I was there, I seen this guy that's on the show, Power. He's on the new series of Power. The guy that plays the homo guy. Yeah, the Bantu boy, yeah.
I don't know that show, Power. I watched the episode here and there. It's not really my type of thing, but go ahead. You were saying?
It's all right. It's not your cup of tea. It's typical nigga shit. But it's like I asked him. I said, "Oh, are you homosexual?" Like, you know what I mean? I asked him ever so politely. He gave me a face like, "Oh, does it matter?" So I'm like, "All right." In my mind, I'm like, "Okay, he's gay. It's not a big deal." But he had this bad chick with him. She was sexy.
Well,
but he
hang on, Jay the Bandit. Hang on a second. Hang on. You went to the 40-40 club, you said?
Yeah, Jay-Z's 40-40 club. Yeah.
Okay. And you saw an actor, and you asked him, was he homosexual? Why'd you ask him that? Respectfully.
Well, I asked him because he played with one doesn't mean he is one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's all. I was just curious. You're not the only person that said that too. My cousin was like, "You're wilding. Why you asking that?" I was like, "I felt like it. Like, why not?" She's playing.
Suspect and searching for the answers. Hey, yeah. Jada, I'm gonna slide off, man. Good to talk to you, man.
Salute,
my nigga,
bro.
salute.
I mean, not your brother.
That's
salute.
Okay. It's okay. Troll Babes, why did he ask him? I'm curious about your loving. I'm curious. Know what's on your mind. That's just my opinion about homosexuality. You don't have to agree with me. Don't agree with old nigga Star, you know? The first drag queen in America. Troll Babies, you remember the first drag queen? Do you remember the name? This is the Star Report, goddamn. I preach and I teach. Whoa, Polo said Wendy Williams. Slow. Hey. No, it wasn't RuPaul. It wasn't Jamie Foxx. It wasn't Flip Wilson. You forgot? Or maybe, you're just a whole bunch of new viewers. William Dorsey Swann. Google that name. William Dorsey, D as in David, O-R-S-E-Y, Swann, S-W-A-N-N. Huh? Black man been wearing dresses. That nigga was ugly as hell, too. Man, let me put this in the goddamn live chat for you. Damn, nigga's teeth look like a picket fence. Hold on. There it is, okay. Feed yourselves. Troy, got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Why is it so hard to get legal firearms in New York? Are you from New York? Well, there's layers to it. A certain group controls the interest in New York State. Lobbyist. And other things. Just to broad stroke you, but do you live in New York? It's tough. I'll just say that. Extremely tough, all right? Hold on a second. Okay, I can't read that right now. Get back to that. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, Malmu. Malmu says, oh my goodness, Grady Lewis. Was Grady Lewis a registered sex offender? Holy smokes. Risk level 3. Wait a minute. 265 pounds, 6 feet 5. Oh, offenses, sexual abuse in the first degree. Now we're getting somewhere. Troll Babies, I'm putting this in the live chat for you. Thank you, Malmu. Malmu sent that in. Lamar, I see your donation, sir. Thank you. Okay, Troll Babies. There's the link. Streets gotta eat. Who is Grady? Let me print this out. Criminal record. Lord have mercy, huh? Cooning and buffooning, shucking and jiving. He's a genius. Says who, nigga? You sat there. Who are you to determine who is and isn't a genius? Damn. I got to spend a little time with this before I read off all this. Hold on a second. Lord have mercy, huh? Area code 315. Good afternoon. Are you there? 315. 315.
Yo, Star.
Yes, sir.
Grady put the battery in his back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grady made him a tuna sandwich. Grady bought him that Red Bull, sent him across the street.
Hang on. Do you think that the alleged shooter was getting intel from Grady about, police, the influx of security guards,
Grady,
what time they change shifts? Go ahead.
Grady orchestrated the whole thing, Star. He was mad about some spoiled milk weeks ago that Tops didn't take back.
Right. Wow.
He got on one of them goddamn chats or one of them YouTube chats or some shit. Got himself a friend, built them up and say, hey, man, just come out here, stay with me. I got a place for you.
Ooh.
Then sit his ass across the street to do work.
Stop. Grady sitting and talking with him for an hour and 45 minutes, according to him. That's what he said to Tyra Lynch, News 4.
Yeah, giving him the routes and the plans. The back of the store is always open until 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
You could go to aisle 6 and make it to aisle 1. And in about 2 minutes, Grady gave him the route, Star. I don't trust Grady one bit. Not one damn bit.
Do you think Grady said this is fucked up? Now listen, don't go in there and be like the nigga who shot up the subway and just give people flesh wounds. You gonna catch some bodies or what? God forgive me, that was wrong. There is no God, but God forgive me. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
It's sad that happened, man. We're trying to find some sort of some positivity or some sort of laughter in this tragedy, man. I feel bad for all those lives that's lost, man, and I really hope things can get better, man. It's sad that we live in this kind of country still. 2022, still terrible thing.
Well, this is not going to stop, sir. This is not going to, in my lifetime, this is a tip.
It's not. It really isn't.
Tip of the iceberg,
really
sadly, but good.
And they see the kids. They post the videos of the black kids with guns in Chicago.
Oh my God!
Those kids wait till 3 o'clock to handle their business, Star. Those kids in New York, those drill rapping kids you talk about, they wait till 3 o'clock. They don't shoot up the goddamn school because they still scared of their teachers and their mothers and shit. But the white boys, no fear, Star. No care in the world about nobody else. Just spoiled like your ass.
And do you know what's really sad is that they really come down, if we can make it a black thing here for a minute, they really come down on gang members and as you just pointed out, the old block shootings in Chicago and other places.
Yeah.
Those savages, and they're savages, they shoot each other.
Yeah.
From time to time, they catch an innocent body just in the crossfire. But this low life set out to kill innocent people. Peyton, and
exactly.
I hope they arrest his mama, his relatives, put a flashlight in everybody's ass. But go ahead and finish up. Go ahead.
That's right. I mean, because at least them low lights in Chicago at least have some sort of code. These white boys, there's no kind of code. It's just angry at the world, and you're 100% right. I'm going to let you get back to your show.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Talk about the gays in Africa. Have a good one.
Thank you. Yeah. You see, the O Block shooters learned from the Guineas, the WAPs. WAP stood for Without Papers, the Italians. That's who started your drive-bys, in case you don't know your history. Gangland, or they used to call it in Chicago. I'm reading through Grady Lewis criminal background check. Born May 19th, 1971. Damn. Scars, marks, and tattoos, none reported. Description, sexual abuse, first degree, convicted, 2001. Lord Jesus. One count. Whoa. I can't say how old the child was on my show. I'm just going to say under 10. Did you guys get the link in the live chat? Wait a second, goddamn. Wait a second. You see, this is the whole reason for us to do what we do here. Let me see if I can figure this out while I'm doing the show here, guys. If you cannot click off while I'm doing the show right now, I'm going to put this in my community section. Give me a second. Damn, Grady. Boy, Grady, we're coming for you. We're coming for you, Grady. Grady Lewis. Hold on. Okay, I don't have time to do hashtags. Let me just say Buffalo here. And then you guys can play around with this a little bit later or whenever you get time, okay? Let me go to area code 915. Good afternoon. Are you there? 915. 915.
Hey, yo.
Yes, good afternoon.
What's going on? I was just calling to touch in on your topic about the mass shooting in New York.
Yes, sir. Buffalo, New York. Go ahead.
All that stuff is propaganda. They trying to take our guns.
Okay.
They want our weapons.
Okay.
They're using all these mass shootings, obviously, to keep pushing these bills.
Mm-hmm. You have the floor. I'm not saying you're wrong. You have the floor. You have the floor.
Yeah. Nah. For the most part, it's kind of interesting how they be taking in these mass shooters in handcuffs. I don't see why they just don't shoot their ass dead. Like, what's the point of taking them in?
Well, he's Caucasian, sir. Hang on. You brought a very, very good point up. Very good point up. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I try not to do conspiracy-based shows. But what you said is very, very real. Why didn't they shoot him? Why did they just take him in? They took Dylan Roof in after he caught those bodies. They took Timothy McVeigh in. They took this guy in. So they could very well be agents, doing what you just described. Go ahead.
Because I live in El Paso, Texas, right?
Okay. Okay.
We had a mass shooting out here maybe about 2 years ago.
Okay.
This dude walked into Walmart.
Sir, your phone's going in and out. Can you make some adjustments? I want to hear you. Your phone's going in and out. Say again.
I said this dude, he walked into the Walmart out here in El Paso with an AK-47, right?
Yeah.
He did this in broad daylight. Now, you got to think, this Walmart that this dude did this shooting at is literally right next to a mall. It's right next to a Hooters restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's right next to a Sam's Club. So you got people walking in and out of this established, the Walmart all day real quick at this particular time he did this.
Right.
So these people watched this man get out of whatever vehicle he got out of. There were people walking in Walmart and walking out of Walmart as this dude is walking towards the Walmart, entering the Walmart with an AK-47 in his hand, blatantly. Nobody decided, one said it never crossed anybody's mind to, hey, we should tackle this dude.
Right.
Hey, what is he doing approaching the Walmart with an AK-47?
Yeah.
They literally let the man walk into the store and begin opening up fire.
Yeah.
To me, I'll be wondering what's be going through these people's minds as they see an individual approaching like this. Nobody's thinking to, at least try to diffuse this dude or anything, because if he's obviously walking and he's not firing instantly, there's an opportunity to potentially disarm the dude. Like, I don't know.
What you're saying is making a lot of sense, if I can just...
In the state of Texas. And when I step out with my firearm on me, people be kind of looking at me a certain way, but I'll be thinking to myself...
That's because you're black, respectfully.
Because I'm black?
Because you're black.
Because if it was a white dude walking into this establishment with any type of firearm, y'all wouldn't even hesitate to look at them, to bat your eyes at them twice. And they'll be the ones opening up fire on y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, man, sir, your phone's a little it's breaking up, but thank you, man. Thank you for your call. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Hey, Janine. Yeah, I forgot about him. Thank you so much. Hold on a second. I forgot about that Ugandan king. I forgot about him. Let me just thank her. Yeah. Buck breaking people. Wait a second. I'm putting all this in the live chat. Matter of fact, or maybe I'll just save this and put it in the community section. We're just having a discussion. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. 1:10, pardon me, Eastern Standard Time. 19th century Ugandan king who was gay. Oh, there you go. Wait a second. Where's Dana? Where's Dana? Let me put this in the goddamn live chat, too. Oh, we're having a good discussion here this afternoon. Okay, great content today. Thank you, the Vanity King. I got that rest yesterday. I just I powered down. I went and got some ribs from Herb's Rib Shack. I went back. I know I said I wasn't going to go, but I went back, and I didn't see no niggas from New York this time. Got my food and got the fuck out of there. Baha, I got your donation. Gun laws only protect criminals. Okay, are you calling in? Where are you? Hey, Dana, hold on a second. Hey, is that Baha? Good afternoon, Baha.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. How are you? Thank you for your donation. Where do you want to start?
I'm doing well. I guess we can start with the Buffalo shooting.
Okay.
As per my comment, gun laws only protect criminals. As you and I well know, any hood in America, you can go and get a gun right now at this moment.
Yeah.
In Buffalo, which I really didn't know was a hood like that, you can probably go get a gun as a criminal. But as a legal, law-abiding citizen, you have to jump through major hoops.
Right.
Me personally, I live in Georgia, just like you. And, that wouldn't have went down like that at a Kroger out here because everybody's packing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, in the end, the gun laws are only protecting criminals in New York. They're not protecting the law-abiding citizens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My opinion.
Yeah. No. So what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I'm questioning this guy, Grady Lewis. Why didn't he find something odd about this 18-year-old Caucasian? He's sitting there talking to him for an hour and 45 minutes. And all he can say with that...
Well, that's a good segue to the other topic.
Okay.
As people like to say, cooning, like the guy, previous caller said, when he carries his gun out, people look at him crazy.
Yeah.
But then when a white man walks through with everybody's like, hey, what's going on? He's just chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that just is what, I don't know. I don't know why niggas do stuff like that. As I lived pretty much up and down the coast, and niggas are different everywhere. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. Yeah.
A lot of Atlanta dudes are not like that. Well, they used to not be when I moved here 20 years ago, but everybody's not from here anymore, which is a problem. Anyway.
Did you say you moved out of Atlanta? You said you were living here?
No, I live here. I live here.
Where'd you come from before you lived in Atlanta?
I'm from California.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I've lived in, Memphis, Arkansas, Virginia, and, you experience different types of Negroes. I don't know what the Negroes are like up in Buffalo, but some neighborhoods, they wouldn't just let a white person just come, sit, talk crazy. You know what I'm saying? Which leads me to the next topic, the homosexuality coming from Africa.
Okay.
I have 2 points of view on that.
Go ahead.
On the one hand, why wouldn't it have come from Africa? If everything else came from Africa, of course it came from Africa.
Facts.
I mean, that makes logical sense, right?
Yeah.
So everybody couldn't have just been a king and a queen either, because if you're a king, then you have to have subjects.
That's right.
So, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
On the other hand, classically, historically, a lot of those places where a lot of that stuff started was not in Africa, which leads me back to a point you said earlier about why is it so taboo over there? Because I believe, well, I don't know what I believe, but I believe that the white man came and brought it to Africa along with death, disease, destruction, deceit. And just like Grady, those niggas in Africa were just, oh, hey, Mr. White Man, let me talk to you for a while and see what you're talking about. And then before you know it, they was getting bent over and sold into slavery. You know what I'm saying? So that's why those traditional African leaders are like, no, we won't have that in our country because it's associated with colonization.
Okay, so hang on. I appreciate everything you've said. So are you saying hundreds, if not thousands of years prior to Caucasians going to Africa, I think that they came out of Africa, but that's another story. You're saying prior to the Caucasians, I think you said setting foot in Africa, everything was peace and love? There was no brutal raping, killing?
No.
What are you saying?
That's just another discussion like with slavery, how we always talk about how Africans sold Africans into slavery, right?
Yes.
And we don't talk about the fact that slavery meant something different to Africans. It didn't mean that we was going to beat the shit out of you and cut your arms off and do all this crazy stuff. It meant that you was now part of our tribe against your will, but you were still a member of the tribe, even though you were a slave. The brutal, slavery of our time was not what they were looking at. Same thing with the white man setting foot in Africa. Not that everything was hunky-dory. I mean, if there's two people, there's eventually going to be a problem between those two people, right?
Right.
But the white man brought a new form of, to them, brutality, deceptiveness, just crazy stuff. Like you was talking about King Leopold, which most people don't know about. Yeah, he never set foot, but his policies and the people he sent, his emissaries that did a Grady and sat down and talked to these fools, and then they thought because they was, the brutality was new to them. They were always warring people and warring factions and stuff in Africa. You talk about the Kingdom of Kush and all those empires, yes. But the white man brought along the modern, what we know. Put it like that.
Okay, well, I'm so glad.
Which is, I mean,
hang on. I've heard everything you said, and I appreciate your call. Have you ever heard of African kings burying their slaves with them when they die?
I have heard of that. I've heard of them burying their whole damn near tribe with them when they die, which is something that goes on in other cultures too. Yeah. I just don't know what is it about the...
Now, were they burying the slaves with them when they were alive or dead?
Oh, now it depends on what culture. Some cultures, the slaves were required to commit ritual suicide once their master died, and then
facts
killed them. You know what I'm saying?
The king has died. We need 10 of you to line up right now. Drink this. You will serve him in the afterlife.
Correct. Exactly.
Hey, I got to take one more call, man. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate the show, man. Have a good one.
Okay. Uh-oh. Danny, you there?
Yes. What are you doing?
I'm choking.
You okay?
I'm choking on a sweet tart. What's cracking, Dana? Did you get my email I sent you? I forgot about that gay cake.
Yes, I did. I got the email, and I retweet. Sorry, read through it. I always love to highlight the person who writes the articles.
Of course.
The author of the article, which is a black woman, an African, well, from Ghana. Her roots from Ghana, and she's probably a lesbian herself, and a feminist. However, your question is originated from Africa. So bringing up this particular king from the 19th century, if he did practice and that behavior, is also stated here, was a learned behavior from Arabs. So again, there's no hard evidence saying that that practice, that behavior originated from Africa.
Well, that's my belief, and I just sent you the article to get the conversation, or keep the conversation going. Some people say that homosexuality is not a learned behavior. They're saying I was born gay. Now, who am I to say?
Yeah.
Hang on. Who am I to say you're lying? I'm not that hateful.
True.
I'm not that hateful, closed-minded. I'm not religious. So I can't say that you're living a lie, you're an abomination, yada, yada, yada. A lot of your religious doctrines say that, but I'm not going to say that. But I wanted to throw you a curveball, see what you said. Are you going back into the homosexuality discussion, or are we talking about the Buffalo shooter? Where are we?
Well, no, and I'm glad that that person sent you that the the guy Grady has a background, what do you call that?
Sex offender?
His record.
Child, it's
yes,
messy.
Sex offender.
It's messy. Go ahead.
Very messy. That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, I will be doing a show on this tomorrow.
Okay.
But let me just say this real quick. Just a little public service announcement.
Go ahead.
If you have a problem with what I said, don't come up on this show when you call in speaking subliminal. Say my name. Yes, I said homosexuality is not natural. You are not born that way. It's not you don't have a gay gene. It does not exist. That is science. If you choose to become a homosexual at whatever point in your life, that is a conscious decision. So if you was 5 or 55, you chose to do that. But a 5-year-old don't even know what gay means. So say my name if you have a problem with what I said.
Okay,
don't
hang on.
about it.
So I didn't catch it. Somebody was taking shots at you because I don't like people talking about you when you're not on the line. Who was that?
Miss Stain, I called in earlier from Texas. He was like, you have ignorant people that call into your show saying that,
I didn't catch that.
You're not born that way, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Miss Stain, I know you're talking about me. Just say my name, Dana with the data.
Okay, well, listen, that's your stance that people were not born gay, right? I feel different, but we can agree to disagree. And I do think that it started in Africa, and I'm giving them the credit. I'm giving Africans the credit. It's just who am I to say?
I love the way you flip it, because they don't want that credit.
I know they don't. I know they don't want that.
Like you're doing them a favor.
Okay, so you're doing a show tomorrow, not today, on this situation, the tragedy in Buffalo?
Yes, I am doing a show tomorrow with White Boy Rick, and we're going to break down this Buffalo terror attack.
Okay, keep me posted because you and I, we talk, more than often on Grady Lewis. I mean, damn, I just talking to him for an hour and 45
great
minutes.
Research for the person who dug that up.
Yeah.
That's. I think people don't think to do that, but that's great research.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Thank you, Dana. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye now. Okay. Dana with the data tapping back. And okay, folks, we're done here today. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for your emails with regards to the tragedy in Buffalo. I'll see you guys tomorrow at some point, I'm sure. And if I missed any donations, I will get to them tomorrow. I'm sorry. Hey, Miss Power B. I think black people's recollection to accept African origins of homosexuality has to do with how it was perverted and used against them during slavery. That's a good point. That's a good point. Ms. Powerby also says, could the shooter have been one of Grady's little boys? Oh, my goodness. Well, we gonna find out. I want to see him handcuffed. I'm sorry. I don't buy that. My office is the bench. I went and got him a drink. What else did he say? He's a genius. I want Grady in handcuffs. Put a flashlight in his ass and everybody related to him. We'll get to the bottom of this. Guys, on the screen is my PayPal information if you want to support the content today. I thank you for your time. And let me make sure that I promote the matchthat.app.com. You can match your accessories, your clothing, and other things. It's a great app. I suggest that you download it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Be safe.